Didn't use the word terminal, but they may as well have. My surgeon gave me a call and said, look, it's not good news. It's spread to your liver, so it's stage 4 cancer. In March this year, I had a blood test result come back that said I had low iron levels in my blood. In April, I got a colonoscopy, and that showed that I had colon cancer. So the next day, I met with some surgeons, and I'd planned to have surgery the following week to remove the tumour. In the days leading up to the surgery, I was getting scans to check if the cancer had spread anywhere. And the day before I was due to go in for surgery, my surgeon gave me a call and said, look, it's not good news. It's spread to your liver, so it's stage 4 cancer, and there was 15 metastases on your liver. So I'm recommending we cancel the surgery and get you started on chemotherapy as soon as possible. So after that, in the next following few days, I started meeting with oncologists and liver surgeons just to get different opinions, and they pretty much all said the same thing, that the cancer in your liver is inoperable. We'll never really be able to operate on it, so you'll be on chemotherapy for the rest of your life. They didn't use the word terminal, but they may as well have. Yeah. And then I said, okay, what about a liver transplant? Is that an option? And in Australia, they have started doing transplants for cancer patients. But they said, just as long as you don't have the BRAF mutation. So the BRAF mutation is the most aggressive form of colon cancer, and it's got the lowest rates of survival. And then sure enough, my oncologist rang me a couple of days later, and the pathology results had come back of the tumour, and I've got the BRAF mutation. So the liver transplant wasn't an option. A couple of days before I started chemo, my sister got in touch with me and said, hey, maybe just check out this Dr. Joe guy. My friend recommended him. So I went on his website and I started making my way to the transformation stories, and I saw there's a filter for cancer, so I filtered for cancer. And there's just tons of these videos of people with terminal cancer that are healing themselves, and I just started watching them one at a time. And I was hooked. I was like, this is my ticket. Like, this is going to work. I was like, if they can do it, I can do it. And I just kept telling myself that. I started meditating that night. I had never meditated before in my life. I'm an engineer, I'm a logical person, and I'm not a spiritual person in any way, shape or form, but I just started. And I had no idea what I was doing. It felt so foreign to me. I think I bought Blessing of the Brain Energy Centers, and I was like, what's with this 7? Like, what does that mean? You know, like, it took me. I just didn't know what I was doing. So the next day, I bought the 2 books, You Are the Placebo and Becoming Supernatural, and I also bought the formula course online. I wasn't working at this point, so I got through them really quickly, and Becoming Supernatural was, yeah, by far my favourite. The science element in it I really connected with and understood. And so from here, the concept of needing to change before you heal, I understood the concept, but I didn't understand what it meant for me. Like, I had a good life. Like, before cancer, like, I didn't have any trauma in my life. Beautiful family, great friends, a good job, love where I live. It's like, what do I actually want to change about my life? And it took me a week or so to go, like, what, are you kidding me? Of course there's things that you can change in your life to make yourself happier. And then I thought, okay, so why has this happened to me? Like what's caused this? And then I really started thinking about the hormones of stress creating disease, and living in emergency and survival mode for extended periods of time creating disease. And I was like, well, I've realistically been living in emergency mode for the past 4 years. I've got a pretty stressful job, a lot of responsibility, and at first I was like, oh, it's my job's fault. And then I was like, hang on, no, it's my job's fault. It's my personality. So I was, past tense, I was a very competitive person. I wanted to perform at my absolute best, and I would work as many hours as I could to do the best job that I could. I was focusing all my attention, all my energy, all my time on work, and not on things that actually mattered to me in my life. So I wasn't working at that point, so forget about work. And then I started focusing all my energy, time and attention on the people in my life that I love, my family, and that was probably the biggest change for me. And then I thought, okay, what else do I want? What else is going to make me happy? And anyone with terminal cancer, the main thing that's going to make them happy is they're going to be healthy. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to change everything in my life that is going to make me as healthy as I possibly can. I'm going to start eating properly. I haven't drunk alcohol in 6 months, exercising 5 times a week, getting good sleep, and meditating twice a day. And we went through that exercise on Wednesday where Dr. Joe asked us, what's something that you changed in your life or wanted to change in your life but you failed at? And he had exercise on there and he had diet on there. And I was like, I failed that many times. This time was different. This time I had more motivation in the world than I could ever need. There was no way I was going to let my 2 kids grow up without their dad, and there was no way I was going to let my wife grow old without me. I really wanted to attend a Dr. Joe event live, but I never thought it was going to be possible. Being on chemotherapy, you're immunocompromised, travel insurance, there was all these factors. I thought, I don't think I'm ever really going to be able to attend events, so I'm just going to have to do this by myself, learn the material by myself. And I saw one of the transformation stories online. There was this guy, I think he was in his late 70s, he had cancer everywhere, and he managed to heal himself before coming to an event. And I was like, if that guy can do it, I can do it, 100%. So, in 1st of May, I started chemotherapy, and I was having cycles every 2 weeks, and the start of it was rough. I was on the most toxic concoction of chemo you could be on. I'm young, so they figured I could handle it. And after the 3rd cycle, I had a really bad reaction. I ended up in hospital for about a week with an inflamed intestine, and I was on morphine for about 5 days. And when I was in hospital, my oncologist had flown to America to attend a cancer conference, and at that cancer conference, they were presenting a paper on the BRAF mutation for colon cancer. And when he came back, he goes, the results of this are way too good for you not to go on it, so we're going to change your chemo regime and we're going to put you on it straight away. So the side effects are a lot less. You're not going to feel nauseous and all that stuff anymore. And since I've moved on to that treatment, I haven't. All my hair's grown back. I don't have any nausea. I barely have any fatigue. I can still go to the gym like 5 times a week, even with my chemo bottle attached. And I had been manifesting from very early on that the chemotherapy was only going to be doing good for my body, and it wasn't going to give me the horrible side effects. And it wasn't until I got here this week that I realised that was one of the synchronicities of changing treatment. It wasn't a coincidence, it was a synchronicity. So, yeah. And I had an MRI of my liver, and it went from having 15 metastases to 0. So at this point, I was like, this works. I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. And the primary tumour had also shrunk about 50% in size. So I'm like, primary tumour, I'm coming for you next. I'm coming for you next. And then after sort of 3.5, 4 months since starting Dr. Joe's work, it wasn't a particular day, but I just didn't have a health condition anymore. I just felt like mentally, physically, I felt really good. I'm like, I feel too good to have a health condition here. And my next round of scans was mid-September, so it's about 4.5 months since starting, and now they can no longer see the primary tumour on a scan anymore. So just one more thing I want to say. Dr. Joe was going to come up here and say, thank you for saving my life. That's not quite right. I saved my life and you just showed me how to do it. So I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you. Thank you. What do you think about that? Do you think that, now just get back, let's back up real far. Do you think that his health condition was truly a blessing for a catalyst for change? Do you think that he probably would have never stopped at the pace he was going unless it was significant enough for him to stop and reevaluate what was important to him? And like a child, like he never meditated before, and he took it on, and the outcome that was created was exactly what he needed to be, that guy. That's a different guy than the guy that was diagnosed with a condition. You understand that the disease exists in the old person. He's somebody else.